Google Gemini just launched a handful of brand new updates that change everything. For example, they launched a brand new update to NotebookLM. In addition to that, they also launched updates around what kind of data Gemini is actually going to be using when it goes to chat with you and so much more. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what all these changes are, how you could use them, and a bunch of the use cases that this now unlocks. Change number one that we need to talk about is now when you've created a slideshow on NotebookLM, you can actually go through and have it revised slide by slide. So if we come over here, we could see that I had a slideshow made here 28 days ago. So this doesn't only work for new slideshows, it also works for old slide decks, which is incredibly powerful. All you have to do, you're going to click on these three dots right here. You're then going to see revise. You could see that you could rename this, you could download it from here, you could share it from here, you could start the slideshow, you could delete it, you could revise it. So if we click on revise, what this is now going to allow us to do is this is going to allow us to go through each slide one by one and actually go through and change everything. And what's really cool is we could actually come over here and we could say, make the title shorter, and we could add this change into here. Over here, we could say, make the red brighter, and then we could see that we have all of these different changes actually pending. So you're able to go through each of the slides that you've created, or each of the slides that NotebookLM has created rather, and add in all of your notes about everything that needs to change. Then just click on generate new deck and it will go through and it will keep everything else the same, but it will implement those changes. You could use this to change the content of the deck. You could use this to change what source it came from. You could use this to change pretty much whatever you want. It could have to do with the design, it could have to do with the information, anything. In addition to that, Gemini just launched another update around personalized intelligence. So now if we come into tools over here and we scroll down under experimental features, we're going to see personalized intelligence. So basically, we could turn this on or off inside of our chats. And this isn't going to turn this off in general, because now what you're going to notice is if you come over into settings right here, you click on personalized intelligence, you can give Gemini, when you're chatting with it, access to one, learn from your past chats, two, be able to search and get insights from your connected apps. And if we click into this, we could see that we could connect this to our Google Workspace, to our photos, to our search history, to our YouTube history, to YouTube Music, and to other different tools here. But essentially what this is going to do is allow Gemini to be supercharged for personalization towards you based on your past search history, your past chats with Gemini, all the different information in your connected apps and all of that. But again, you could turn this on or off inside of the chat. So if you didn't want it inside of this chat, you just turn it off. If you want it inside of the next chat, you could turn it on. And this just makes this way more customizable, way more personalized, and is going to allow you to get way better responses from Gemini. But that was just the first change. The next change that we need to talk about is now we have a brand new homepage inside of Google AI Studio right here. And we can see that this now looks completely different. In the past, this looked incredibly crowded, but now essentially what you're going to be able to do is just chat with this and you could see everything that you could do straight from here. So you have keyboard shortcuts right here. You have create right here so you can make an API key really easily. You could see all of your other recent activity down here. We could chat with the model, or we could build if we wanted to vibe code an app. So let's say that we wanted to chat with the model. Literally, we could click into this and then we could go through very quickly what model we're going to use, and we can explore other models that are in here. And this is pretty cool. The one thing that I kind of do not like about this though is it's then really hard to go back. Like there's not a really easy or obvious way to go back. So you'll literally have to hit delete or do a backspace and then you'll be able to go back. But then from here, from build, we could simply just like describe the app that we want. For example, an ROI calculator for buying rental properties, and then look at how easy this is. This then pulls up normal AI Studio that we're kind of used to. We could see this right here. We could see the model. We could supercharge our app if we wanted to supercharge it, or we could discover and remix other apps. So if we liked what somebody else did, we would be able to add that into ours. We would be able to add in all these different AI features right here. But otherwise, we could click on build, and now this goes through and actually builds this the same way that this has always worked. Now, while that's going through and doing that, I wanted to open up another chat here on AI Studio, come over into chat, and let's say that we want to chat with Gemini 3 Flash preview right here. We could see that then what this does is opens up just this right here. And if we type in our prompt, like how many R's are in rules
Royce. What this is then going to do is open up the normal window right here, and then we could see all the different things that we could do inside of Gemini right here. This doesn't run, but we can then come over here and we can change all of this right here. So basically, they just updated the homepage, how it looks, but it still kind of brings you to the normal settings, which I kind of disagree with. I kind of think it's annoying where I wish I could just start at these different home pages, but look at how quickly this went through and coded this. Now we have this prop calc right here. We could put in the deal parameters. We could put in the recurring expenses. And this will actually tell us whether or not we should actually buy something or whether or not it's a good idea. And I literally just vibe coded this in the last 90 seconds, which is pretty cool that we can now do that with AI Studio. Now, the next Gemini feature that I want to show you is actually going to be a Chrome extension that makes Gemini way more valuable for you. So we can see right here the My Prompt Buddy Chrome extension. And what this is going to allow us to do is two things. One, are here that you could actually use from inside of Gemini. So let's say that we were going to use a prompt in Gemini, for example, write me a blog post about how to build AI agents with make.com. If we just gave this to Gemini, it would give us an okay blog post. But if we wanted it to be even better, we could come over here, put in our standard prompt right here, describe our ideal output, which is going to be an SEO optimized blog post. And then we click on optimize prompt, and this goes through and optimizes the prompt for us. Now we can see right here that we have a way better prompt right here that we could simply just copy, paste into Gemini without leaving Gemini, and now you have a prompt enhancer built into Gemini. In addition to that, if we come over here and come back, we could see that they have different prompt styles for standard prompts, deep research, reasoning, or if you wanted to make an AI video or AI image, they also have prompt styles that are optimized for that. In addition to that, you can add shortcuts in here. For example, I use this all the time, this prompt, so instead of me having to constantly copy and paste it or constantly have to write it out, I have it in my shortcuts right here saved so that I can access it at any time. And what this does is, one, allows me to get better results from Gemini, and two, just makes it way more functional and way easier to use, because I wish Gemini had these things, but having this Chrome extension right here is the second best option.
And the best part about mypromptbuddy.ai is that you could go to the pinned comment below and get started with it today for free. This tool is an absolute no-brainer. It's going to help you get way more out of Gemini and have those shortcuts that will help you save a ton of time. Now, the next upgrade I want to show you is actually going to be to Stitch. In order to access this, you want to come to stitch.withgoogle.com, and then we're going to see right here that we have this new ideate feature right here. In fact, this is what you saw in the thumbnail of this video. So if we come over here to ideate, we could see that we could bring a problem to solve and see the solution. So if we come over here, what we can actually do is upload a problem here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this dashboard right here, and then I'm going to minimize myself. You guys can't see this, but on the screen recording, and I am going to take a screenshot of this right here, which has all of these AI tools. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to come back over into Stitch, and I'm going to say to this that I want to simplify this UI. So we're going to come over here, we're going to click on recent, we're going to upload this screenshot right here, and we're going to say, I want to simplify this UI without losing any functionality. Now, what this is going to do is this is actually going to use this ideate right here to help me solve this problem. So the problem is that this UI looks super crowded. It doesn't look that good. But what Stitch is going to do is this is actually going to help me fix this. Now, in addition to that, they also launched another new feature that I'm going to come over here and we could try out. So if we come to stitch.withgoogle.com, we could see right here that we could generate things. For example, I'm going to say I am doing a GLP-1 tracking app. And then what this is going to do is this is going to go through and this is going to create a design for this. Now, the one issue that I've had with Stitch and this solution here, and this new feature actually solves this, is that you don't have a style that actually goes across your entire app. So if we come over here, I'm going to say generate all of these screens, and then what this is going to do is actually run off and generate these screens, but I'm going to show you how you can actually change the style or how you could make a design system so that every single time that you generate something, doesn't matter what it is, it's actually built inside of that system. So we can see right here that this is going through, this is creating these 6 things. While it does this, and before I show you that feature, we need to come back over here and see how this is actually solving this. So this went through and this said, I can certainly help you with that. And there are 3 ways that we could do this. 1, we could do a minimalist list. 2, we could do a grouped accordion. And 3, we could do the focus stack right here. Which one of these most directly will appeal to you? And I'm going to say, please outline all 3 so I can choose visually. Now,
what this is going to do is this is actually going to prepare this tool, and it's going to generate all 3 solutions here. So this came up with a solution inside a stitch, and now it's actually going to design those and show me what they look like. Now, while this goes off and does that, I wanted to come over here and I wanted to show you this other feature here. So now we could see that this just designed us this GLP-1 tracking app. And if we click right here and we come over here and we come under edit right here, we could see design system. Now, if we click on this, this is where we can actually create this design system, and we could do it from this dashboard, or we could do create new, which is where we could come through and choose the color mode, what the colors are going to be, what the fonts are going to be, what the corner radius is, and any other thing that we want to be able to put in this design system. And then it will always take those into consideration when it builds out anything. Now, that last new feature I wanted to show you is going to be Gemini 3 Deepthink, which is advancing science, research, and engineering. And essentially, this is Gemini's most specialized reasoning model that's now updated to solve modern science, research, and engineering challenges. But the only issue with this is it's only available to Ultra subscribers. But I wanted to show you still how to access it in case you need this. And by the way, I would not upgrade to this unless you're doing some type of work involving physics, engineering, chemistry, and actually rely on Gemini very heavily. But the way that you would access it is you would come over here into tools, you would click on Deepthink right here, and you could see that this is now going to be able to answer complex questions. And you also want to make sure that when you do this, you have this on Pro. You do not want to have it on Fast. You do not want to have it on Thinking. And what this is going to do is actually go through and give you the best answer possible. Now, here's an example of what this could actually pull off. We could see that we could upload an image like this into Deepthink and ask it to transform the attached sketch into a high fidelity functional 3D laptop stand. And then guess what? This could go off and actually do this. Because this then goes off and actually codes this out. You would then be able to download this and then 3D print this, which is pretty crazy. But again, you only want to use this if you're doing something that involves very heavy engineering, physics, or chemistry, because this right here can help you solve problems or just drastically speed things up that otherwise would be really difficult to manual.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a bunch of other use cases for Google Gemini that you probably haven't seen before. That sounds interesting? I'll see you over there.